Today we are back with another amazing movie. In this movie, the character, Dawn, is reared by her ailing mother and stepfather in a small town near a nuclear power plant. She joins a group called the Promise-O in high school, which teaches purity and virginity to its members. Dawn, who is naive, believes that the newcomer Toby is her soulmate and sticks close to him when he arrives in town. Toby loses control of his hormones and compels Dawn to have intercourse with him in a cave in the middle of an isolated lake, which has unexpected repercussions. She can only be rescued by a hero. Hello and welcome to Binge King. Before we go ahead, subscribe. Press the bell button to get the latest updates about new movies. Now let's get back to the movie. Dawn O'Keefe is an adolescent spokesperson for The Promise, a Christian abstinence organization based in a tiny Midwest town. She goes to groups with Alicia and Phil, two of her closest pals. She is introduced to Toby one evening after giving her a lecture on the purity ring that members of the group wear and what it represents. She finds him handsome. The four start going out together, and Dawn has ideas of marrying Toby. However, they agree that they cannot spend time together after realizing their connection. Dawn and Toby, along with their pals, meet at a nearby swimming lake one day. Dawn and Toby walk into a cave to warm up after swimming together and start kissing on a ledge. Dawn becomes uneasy and attempts to persuade them to return. Toby then makes an attempt to force sex on Dawn, who panics and pushes him away. Dawn smacks her head on the ground after Toby becomes angry and shakes her. Toby uses her dizziness as an opportunity to start rapping while she recovers. Dawn fights back and bites off his penis with her vaginal teeth accidentally. He staggers backwards, horrified, and shouts in terror at her, forcing her to scream in surprise and back away from him. She departs the situation when he abruptly walks to the edge of the landing and disappears. She then meets her classmate Ryan at a dance after a promise meeting. They converse and he drops her off at her house. Dawn tosses her purity ring off a cliff and returns to the swimming hole, only to scream in terror as she discovers a freshwater crab crawling on Toby's penis. She then looks into the vagina dentata myth and discovers that she may have it. Then she goes to see Dr. Godfrey, a gynecologist, to figure out what is wrong with her. When he discovers she has never seen a gynecologist before, he takes advantage of her and molests her while pretending to perform a test. She panics as she cries out in pain, and her reproductive fangs clamp down on his hand. The man twists her around in an odd and painful effort to pull his hand out, and when he is eventually released, she notices that his fingers had been severed. On her way back, she encounters a cop in Toby's car who orders her to pull over to the other side of the road on her bike. She then decides to return to the lake to investigate. When she arrives, she finds the cops carrying Toby's body up the stairs. Kim O'Keefe, Dawn's sick mother, collapses at home. Brad, Dawn's nasty stepbrother, and his girlfriend Melanie continue to have sex while she lies on the floor. Kim is transported to the hospital for treatment. Dawn seeks help from Ryan, and the two have a successful sex session. Ryan administers a sedative, and the two engage in a sexual activity with a sex toy. Dawn learns that her teeth do not activate when she is comfortable and agreeing to the sexual activity taking place, despite her initial fear of hurting him. They have sex again the next morning, but Ryan's pal call her in the middle of their coitus. Ryan brags that he and a friend gambled on whether he could get a date with Dawn. Her concealed fangs clamp down on him and mutilate his penis in her rage and shock. When she learns what has happened, she curses and leaves him, scared and bleeding, to hold his torn crotch and call for a rescue from his mother. Dawn goes to the hospital to find out that her mother has died, and when her stepfather, Bill, tries to evict Brad unleashes his dog on him and mangles him. Dawn visits her dad and Melanie at the hospital, and after hearing Melanie explain that she heard her mother screaming, but Brad said it was not a big issue, she returns home to seek vengeance. Dr. Godfrey is shown leaving the hospital after having his 4 fingers reattached to his hand, and Ryan is seen leaving after having his penis reattached. Dr. Godfrey and Ryan both fail to explain their medical issues to the attending doctors. Dawn, on the other hand, puts on makeup and goes to her stepbrother with whom she has sex. In the middle of the act, Brad recalls how his fingers was bitten by Dawn when he was younger and how it was not her mouth that bit him while he was abusing her. Dawn's vagina chews off his penis when he understands this. Brad's dog eats it when she throws it on the ground, spitting out the glands and genital piercing. Dawn abandons him, allowing him to bleed to death. Dawn hops on her bike and rides away from home and out of town in pursuit of a new life for herself, but her bike tire punctures, forcing her to hitchhike to avoid the cops. She receives a ride from a leering old man, but when she arrives at the next gas station later that evening and attempts to go, he locks the doors. Dawn hesitates and then looks at the camera, and the old man, with a nasty smile as the filthy old man licks his lips as if asking for a sexual favor to free her. The name of this amazing movie is Teeth. Mitchell Lichtenstein wrote and directed the 2007 American comic horror film Teeth. The film stars Jess Weixler and was made on a $2 million budget by Lichtenstein. On January 19, 2007, the film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and Roadside Attractions released it in a limited release in the United States on January 18, 2008. Its moniker alludes to the ancient vaginal dentata motif. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film earned largely positive reviews, with 80% of critics giving the film positive reviews based on 69 reviews. Smart, inventive, and horribly amusing, Teeth puts a fresh feminist take on horror movie cliches. The site's reviews agree. Overall, there are many mixed reviews of different people. That is all for today, folks! Tell us in the comment section what is your point of view about this amazing movie. See you soon with another amazing video.